All right. Hello, hello, hello. It's Wednesday. Today is our full body conditioning session. We're going to get it done today. Warm up will include our special piece of equipment that we are including today, which is a jump rope. So if you do not have a jump rope, still grab it, okay? Even if, if you do not have a jump rope, then you don't need to grab it because you don't have it. But if you do have one, I would like you to bring it out. Instead of the jump rope, we can always sub in this long band for the warm-up, as we will be using it for some dynamic movements. For the actual workout itself, we are going to be using this jump rope to actually jump. Now, for those of you who don't jump, if you are a low impact or non-impact person, I still want you to grab this for the warm-up, okay, because we're not going to be jumping in the warm-up, but I will have options as we go through the exercises themselves. In addition to that guy, I will also be using my dumbbells, okay? If you don't have dumbbells, we can use our loop bands, and of course, our body, our mat, all of that. Let's get you started with this warm-up. So again, we're going to grab onto something to hold in our hands here, okay? Jump rope, a band. We're starting off with some of our pass-throughs, where we're going to pass our arms forward and back, holding this jump rope as wide as we can, or wide enough to make this comfortable, I should say. So we'll go back and forth. Again, if you don't have a rope, or maybe you're holding a band instead, we can just have our arms out here like this, and we'll open up the palms behind us, and then we'll close the palms in front of us, starting off with 10 of those to get those shoulders moving. Once we're done 10, we're going to widen up our feet into a squat stance, so a little bit wider than our hips, toes with that slight angle out. And then we're going to keep these arms up here and go through 10 overhead squats. So again, if you're working with the band, we're holding that band up tight. And if you're working with nothing, because you don't have a band or a jump rope, then you are just holding your arms up straight, okay, as we go through our 10 overhead squats. So I'll get you guys moving through those. Once we're finished 10, we're going to narrow up our feet, and I'm going to turn to the side so you can see what's going on. Hands stay wide, okay, arms come down in front of us like so. We'll step back into a lunge, watch the wall, and send both of our arms up above our head, lifting those arms into that overhead position as we sink down into a lunge. So we're alternating right leg, both sides, right side, left side, 20 reps total, lifting up both of our arms every single time we go up. You can tell this jump rope yours might be the same, has not been used in a while because it's so twisted up at the end. That's okay. We're gonna see how it goes. Okay, so we'll get through 20. Once we are done 20, we're gonna take this guy and put it down and bring ourselves to the very end of our mat, standing hip width apart in our feet, standing nice and tall. We'll go soft knees, hands down to the floor into our walk out. Once we get down to the bottom here, we'll step in, open up towards that leg, follow that hand with the eyes, close, switch sides, other side, same thing, and then we will walk back up to the top, keeping our legs straight, getting a bit of stretch through the back of the legs, and then we will reach our arms above our head, giving ourselves a side bend. Over to one side bend over to the other, and then we'll go back down and do that one 2 more times, 3 times total. So stepping in as close as we can towards that hand. Some of us might be able to get closer than others. You might be back here. Okay, instead of right beside your hand, that's okay. We'll open, close, both sides. This one feels quite nice, especially if you did the last couple days of these sessions. It's going to help loosen you up. And then again, arms go above the head, side over, and then other side. 1 more of those to make it 3 total. And then I need my list so I can see what we're doing next. Okay, so we'll get through those ones. Once you're finished, you can stand up and we're just going to roll out the shoulders. We'll go 3 times backwards, keeping our arms straight, and then 3 times forwards, big circles in those shoulders. And then we are going to grab back onto this here jump rope, or maybe it was your band. What we're going to do now is get your heart rate up, okay? So today, like I said, is a full body conditioning day. We're doing one circuit, a big old conditioning circuit that is gonna make up today's session. So what we're going to do right now is some stuff that's going to get your heart rate up and overall prepare you for this conditioning circuit. So what I'm going to do is take this rope and put it down on the floor. So I'm setting it up so that I have 2 lines. So we've done this often with bands, which you can also use. Loop bands, I've done this before as well, where I've kind of put one down and then the other one down like this. Basically, we're looking for reference points, okay? So we're gonna set up our jump rope like so. I am going to have a timer set here. We're going to do 3 rounds of the following. We'll go through each exercise together, starting off with this first one. Timer is set, so we'll be spending 30 seconds on each of these, and I will tell you when to switch because I'm just going to have a running clock going. So first one, we'll stand over top of this rope or our band, if that's what we're using, or maybe our imaginary lines, with our feet on either side, and we're going to step the feet in and outside into these in and out quick feet. So that's going to be the first one, and we're going to start doing that one in 3, 2, 1. Let's go, okay? So no beep because it's just a running clock. We'll try to get our arms and our legs moving and then progressively start to go faster and faster until we are as fast as we can go, okay? Again, we're spending 30 seconds and you're halfway there. So just pace yourself. It's the first one. We don't have to go as hard as we can go, but we are trying to build up and go a little bit faster towards the end, like right now. Okay, very nice. And time. All right, so next one will come over to one side, and 1, 2, 3. We're going to go through these lines, lifting up our knees as we go through each one. If you're low impact, we want a nice march. Okay, no jumping needed, but I would like you to jump if you can. If you have no reason why you shouldn't. Okay, 10 more seconds left. Same thing with the arms. We'll try to connect the two. Warming us up. 3, 2, 1, and last one starts again on one side. Feet are narrow. We're going to go into a squat stance and try to jump ourselves, all the way over both of those ropes, which is a little bit easier said than done. We'll use the arms and try to help ourselves get over to the other side. If, again, you're low impact, you can just step through like so, rather than jumping and landing, okay? So we'll work through this one. Give me one more of them. And time. We'll go back to that first one. Okay, so right back here, feet in and out of those lines, starting right away, no rest, okay? Hopefully you're starting to feel what we're going for. The heart rate elevation, the breathing. Let's go. 10 more seconds here. Let's do it. Let's do it. Warming it up. 3, 2, 1, and onto that second one. High knees, arms, opposite arm, opposite leg. Trying to breathe, keep our chest up, and work through this one maybe a little bit faster than we did on the first one. 15 more seconds. Woo! Let's go. Yeah, we're a little bit, we sat for a long time, this jump rope was all tangled up. All right, and time onto that last one, which again is that 2 feet, trying to jump over that band. Okay, breathing, catching ourselves nice and soft. We'll work through this one, and then we have one final set. The same stuff, and then we're done here with this stuff. All right, so a couple more of them. No noise on that landing, trying to make it as soft as possible. 3, 2, and last set. Here we go. Okay, back to this one. Quick feet. Fastest set yet. All right, we're getting warm. You feel it? This is not our conditioning circuit. This is just a warm up. Okay, but you should be feeling, again, all that stuff getting you going. 10 more seconds here on this one. We got it. There it is. There it is. Okay, 3, 2, 1, and we're switching onto that second one. Trying to, again, get those knees up, okay, especially if you are low impact. We'll try to drive the knees with those arms. Come on now, 20 seconds left. There you are. Little bit of coordination, okay? Couple more times each way. 3, 2, 1, and bring it over to one side. Finishing off with this last one. Okay, so very similar to our lateral ski hops, except we're trying to jump a little bit further than we normally do. So we'll work with these ones 15 more seconds. Should be should be warming up over there. 10 seconds left. Okay, a couple more to each side. Soft landing. Let's get it. Okay, 3, 2, 1, and time. Nice work, my friends. Okay, so right now you can grab yourself some water. Walk it up. Okay, take some deep breaths over there. You're probably feeling quite warm and quite worked in your cardio and your lungs. That's what we're going for. So we'll take a couple deep breaths, just calm down a little bit, and I am going to start to explain our big old conditioning circuit that we are going to work with today. So with one circuit, we're going to be working with 5 different exercises. In between each set of exercise, or each exercise, I should say, we are going to have a set of jump rope where we're going to use it for jumping, not just having it on the floor. So, like I said, we're going to be going through each exercise 45 seconds on with 15 seconds in between. Exercise 1, for example, is going to be a thruster. So the thruster is going to use those dumbbells. We're going to do 45 seconds of that thruster where we're pushing up overhead, which I'll talk about in a second here. And then once we're finished that, we'll have 15 seconds to get our jump rope set up and start to go through our jumping, okay? I am quite tight in space here, but I still want to give you a little example. I won't be jumping too much with you. And those who don't have a jump rope, we're going to talk all about options on what you can do if you do not have an actual rope itself, or maybe you don't jump. Maybe you're low impact, whatever reason, you have an injury, whatever it is, and that is something else that we're going to talk about. So first exercise, thruster. Okay, so we'll need a set of dumbbells using my 8-pounders. We're going to get in that same squat stance that we talked about in the warm-up, squatting down at 90 degrees, and then exhale, pushing up over our head, 45 seconds right here, okay? This is the first one. Jump rope's the second one. We will talk about our other 4 movements on the timer, which I put my phone over here. I always put it in some weird spot. Get yourself set up, grab your equipment. We are going to set the timer right now. I am rather. And we will be starting in about 60 seconds. Where are we? Okay. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay. The nice thing about today's circuit is that we will be taking 2 full minutes of rest after we're done all 5 exercises. Because keep in mind, between each of those 5, we are doing a set of jump ropes. So we're also going to end up doing 5 sets of this jump rope, okay? So if that does not make sense, it will as we go through this and as we start. Our timer is set for the time. Let me just make sure our rounds are right. Okay. So hopefully you are ready to go because we are going to get you started right now with that set of those thrusters, okay? So grab onto your dumbbells. If you don't have dumbbells, we can hold a loop band sideways in our hands, or of course just our body weight works as well. Starting these guys in 3, 2, 1. Let's go, okay? First set, first exercise. Let's do it. That was a lot of info that we just kind of let you in on there. We are going to be going through 3 rounds of this big circuit, okay? So you will have to do each of these exercises that we're going to go through right now, 3 sets total. All right, so let's keep working through this one. We have 20 seconds left. Pacing ourselves. Okay, trying to get our butts down to 90 degrees, pushing up those dumbbells, that band, whatever you are using. Less than 10 seconds. Okay, this beat is on. 3, 2, 1, and rest. So 15 seconds right now, the time for you to put your dumbbells down and make sure they're away, okay, because we don't want to accidentally step on them. Grab onto that jump rope if you have it. Make sure you have some space. You're not going to hit your furniture or your plants or your wall or anything like that. And let's go. So So option number one, if we don't have a rope, is just doing imaginary jump rope. Okay, we can do a little bit of this action. You can even do something a little fancy, okay, which is something that you can also, of course, do with a jump rope itself. If you're low impact, we're going to sub in for that knee to elbow. Okay, so we'll work with this one here. Chest up, elbows reaching towards that knee. We're not touching. All right, we're just going in that direction, trying to work through 15 more seconds right here on this one. Let's do it. Okay, 10 more seconds left. It's probably been a hot minute since you guys have jumped rope. Maybe, unless you run your own time, which is cool. Okay, and time and rest. So moving on to that second one, we are working with an athletic burpee. So we need some space for this one as well. We're going to start off in the center or the front of our mat. Hands on the floor, jumping out, jumping in, up we go. Okay, this is you guys for the next 45 seconds. If you're low impact, we step, step, woo, raise the roof because we're so happy to do these. Let's go. Yes. All right, so we're working through these ones now. 20 more seconds of them. There we are. And I actually do have to look at what's after the next set because there's quite a few of them. Perfect. Okay, so we're working through 5 more seconds here. 3, 2, 1, and stand it up. Nice work. So now we are back again to that cardio, that jump rope, okay, or that invisible jump rope, or knee to elbow, whatever you're doing. We are going to do it again in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Okay, so whatever you were going through in that first set for that jump rope spot, we are doing again now, and we will between each of these exercises. Okay, 30 seconds, let's do it. So we'll pace ourselves so that we can maintain whatever we got going on. Okay, we don't have to stop. 20 more seconds left. There it is. Okay, nice work. 3, 2, 1, and time. All right, next one, we're going to need those dumbbells like 90-degree position here. We're working with these leg lifts. Oh, and this is us for the next one. So we'll need those dumbbells. If your dumbbells are kind of on the heavy side, you can always just use one, hold it sideways like this. But we do want to make sure that we have that 90 degrees at the arm, and we're standing nice and tall, bringing our belly button in spine so that we don't end up arching our back like this or rounding, bending that knee. We want to stop before any of that happens. And you should be looking at that dumbbell, okay, looking at your wrists the entire time. Don't let it fall, because that's where we need to be, is that really uncomfortable, burning, hot fire in the shoulder position of that 90 degree. Okay, so hold it there. You're almost there. 5 more seconds left. And then 3, 2, rest. Grab your rope again because we are back at it for the next one. 2 more exercises, 2 more jump rope sets after this one. And then we are going to take 2 minutes of rest, okay? Let's go. Okay, back to our jump rope. Let's do it. Our imaginary jump rope. I feel like I'm gonna like knock everything. I feel like if I come forward a bit, it's fine, but I'll be over the screen. But I just don't want to knock over all the plants in here, and that might be the same case for you. So maybe jump rope is not an option, okay? And that's okay. We need to do something right now that's going to get and keep our heart rate up, all right? So whatever you're doing, again, knee to elbows, okay? We can do that in place jump rope. On the next set, I'm going to talk about some other things that we can include as well. If you want to switch it up or try something else, make it harder, easier. Keep it working here though. 3, 2, 1, and time. Okay, so we're on to the next one, which is a break dancer. So we're going down onto the floor into our all 4 position, and we'll need some space around us for this one. I'm actually going to move over a bit. Pop off those knees, and then we're going to rotate Kick this leg through, hand to the chest. Yes, and back into that off knee position. And then we go over to the other side, and then back into our off knee position. Now this one is much harder than it looks, okay? If it's too challenging, you can not go all the way through. You can even work with just lifting up your opposite hand and foot like this, okay? Rather than going through that full rotation. But we need you down there doing something on the lines of a break dancer. 10 more seconds. Woo! 3, 2, 1. Get on up here. Okay. Second last set of this jump rope. Woo! For the first set. Okay, definitely not for the day. We got some more work to do there. All right, getting ready to start. 3, 2, and let's go. Back to our jump. Second last set on our first round. Woo. Hopefully you're feeling warm. You found the rhythm of that jump rope. Again, maybe it's been a while since we've done it. It can be a little bit of test on the coordination. 20 seconds left. So we'll work through this one, holding whatever we're doing right now, not slowing down, staying right here. 10 seconds left. Keep it working. 3, 2, 1. Time. Okay, our final one. Our last one. We're going to need our dumbbell on the floor, just one of them, singular. Back down in the plank position we go. Hands and toes. We're going to take this dumbbell and pick it up and put it down on the other side. And then I switch and I pick it up and I put it down back on that side. This is you. Let's get it going. If you don't have dumbbells, we can just work with a tap on the floor rather than moving that dumbbell. Okay, or maybe your dumbbell is too heavy, okay, or you just don't have one, whatever it is, you can do that instead. All right, when in doubt, just hold a plank. Maybe throw in one of those taps here and there, but try to maintain that plank position this entire time, okay? 10 more seconds left. We got this. Woo, woo, woo. Come on now. 3, 2, 1, and stand it on up. Last set of our jump rope. We're going to do this for 45 seconds, and then we have a 2-minute rest period before we do our second set. Okay, ready for the jump. Last set right now. Let's go. Okay, 45 seconds right here. Trying to push ourselves, go a little bit faster than we were going before. Seeing how we feel, pushing ourselves a little bit harder, trying to maintain, of course, that coordination. 25 seconds left. Let's do it. Okay, we're having 2 full minutes of rest. So now is the time to push yourself and earn the rest. Feel like you really need it before it happens right now. 10 seconds left. Let's go, let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. All right, my friends, nice work. So I've set our timer right now, and it is going for 2 minutes. So what I want you to do is rest, okay? So walk around the space that you have. Whoo, take some of those deep breaths. You probably feel like you need to right now, okay? You should be feeling worked. And you will have 2 more sets to do that exact same circuit, okay? So once this next minute and a half, because that's what we have left of our rest, is up, we're going into our second set, starting back again with that first one, those thrusters with the dumbbells in our hands. Once again, we're going to be following between every exercise that set of our jump rope, okay? So I'm going to talk about some other things that we can do instead of the jump rope, okay, for those low impact people, or if you don't have a rope, maybe you want to switch it up, okay? Maybe you'll be able to push yourself harder in these ones. These might be a little bit more challenging. We'll see, okay, we'll talk about it. But of course, if you are working with the jump rope, I want you to just keep doing your thing, okay? Again, maybe trying to jumpity jump a little bit faster, a bit more control. Take deep breaths right now. Grab some water. We have about 40 seconds left before we are Doing it again, and I'm staring at a spider that is hanging from the ceiling. Good thing it's over there though. It's not near me, so I don't have to deal with it. Just gotta make sure it stays there. Okay, so what we're going to do, 20 seconds, get yourself ready, set up for the second set. Okay, so once again, I'm gonna go through each of the exercises with you. I don't expect you to remember them. I have them written down here. First one's going to be our thrusters, okay, starting in 10 seconds. And we'll reset our timer. All right, so grab onto your dumbbells. Get ready, starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Second set, okay? Back to this first one. Squatting and exhale and press up over your head. So this one, we want to really make sure to use the legs. You can think about starting to push those dumbbells up when you're in the squat. That's going to help your legs use your legs rather to push those dumbbells up, not just rely on the shoulders, okay? If we just kind of squat and then we have to muscle up those weights, we're not really using that momentum that is here in that squat. So think about it. 15 seconds. Second set of 3, right? So this is going to take us to our more than halfway point. 3, 2, 1. Put them down. Again, make sure that they are away and aside so that we do not trip on them. And we are going to go through our jump rope, okay? First set of our second set. 3, 2, 1, and here we go. So a couple things we can try. If you're low impact, we can do our over and back fast feet. This is also one that you can do if you're high impact as well. You can kind of go a little bit faster in it. Okay, you might find that something like that makes you push yourself harder than, just the standard kind of jumping in place. And the other thing that we can sub in here are our split jumps, okay? So this is one that I always like to talk about because it's kind of foolproof. You don't have to do too much in that one to really feel it, and really feel your heart rate get up. 10 seconds left. That's the goal, is getting the heart rate up, working that in this one. Rest, nice work. Okay, so we are athletic burpeeing our way through the second set, starting in 5 seconds. Once again, hands on the floor, we jump out, we jump in, and we jump for joy at the top. Just kidding. These ones are not the most fun exercise. We know they're really challenging, but they're better than the ones where we have to put our chest on the floor. So it can always be worse. All right, 25 seconds left. And second set. We got this. Just pace yourself. Okay, working with whatever you can do here. High impact, low impact. 10 more seconds left. There it is. 3, 2, 1. And time. Okay, jump rope. But you already knew that. We're back here. Taking a couple deep breaths. Grabbing onto our rope. Getting ready. And here we go. Going through that set here of this jump rope. All right, 30 seconds left. Alrighty, let's push ourselves here. The harder that you push yourself in this jump rope, because it can be kind of easy. I mean, not necessarily like easy, but you can definitely, kind of go through this at a slow pace and not really feel it as much as if you actually kind of go faster and push yourself and intentionally try to move your wrists and your feet quicker. That's what I want right now. 10 seconds, because the more you can do that, the more that you're going to get out of this, the higher your heart rate's going to get. That's what we're looking for right now. And nice work. Okay, so those going to go down, jump rope down. We'll grab onto our dumbbells for our 90-degree lifts. Okay, 90-degree hold with the knee lifts. So we'll go through this one. Oftentimes we do this when traveling, which is absolutely, you can do something that you can do right now. Okay, you can walk around your room, you can go forward, you can go backward, you can go sideways. Okay, you can do pretty much anything, including staying in one place. As long as those arms are up in that position, Yes, that one that you don't really want to put them in. You kind of want to be down here, but you're forcing them up so your arm is straight coming out of that shoulder. Okay, 15 seconds left. Ooh, and it burns, but it is the burn that you can work through. I know, sucks like that. We got this, holding it here. 3, 2, 1, and now you can put them down. Okay, back to our jump rope. Back to our cardio acceleration. Okay, we're trying to get everything working harder by adding in these little bursts of cardio. All right, here we go. So we'll work through this one. I'm just plugging us in over here. Onto our jump rope. Okay, our fast feet, our knee to elbows, whatever you're doing. Let's get it. Let's push through. 20 seconds left. All right. We are more than halfway through this big old conditioning circuit. So that's good news. That also means you have to push yourself harder, okay, in this second part here on your last set. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and time. Okay, down onto the floor. We go into the break dancers. So we'll put that jump rope down and aside. Get ourselves down into our all 4 position. Again, we want the shoulders on the wrists, the hips on the knees. We pop off, so we're just a little bit off the floor, and then rotate, kick that leg through. We should end up flat on that other foot. Then we come back up onto the toe, and then I roll over to the other side. Usually when I do this one, you can see the mat kind of gets bunched up. I actually bring my feet off the mat, so that way I don't get stuck and kind of caught up in the mat. It just happens when you use kind of like a flimsy yoga mat like this. And my phone screen went off. So just keep working. 10 more seconds left. Unknown amount of time. Let's go. Let's go. 5 seconds down there. Last one. 3, 2, 1, and okay, bring it on back up. Bring it on up. You know what's up. Okay, jump rope. We have this set of jump rope. 1 more exercise. 1 more set of jump rope. And then we have another 2-minute break. Let's go, okay? Before we have 1 more set. We're almost there. Our last round. All right. 30 seconds left. So pushing ourselves. Okay, what we're doing, trying to crank it up a notch. Work a little bit faster as we go through this. 20 seconds. Let's go. Jump, jump, jump in. Okay, breathing as we go through this. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Time. All right, nice work. So we're going back down on the floor into that high plank position. Hands and the toes. 1 singular dumbbell, okay, or maybe a household item or your phone or a towel, something like that. In that plank, picking it up, reaching through, putting it down on the other side, pulling it through to the other side. So we'll try our best to control our hips because we know this is the most important thing to control. We don't want this big tilt and shift happening in our hips. We also know that that's where it gets really challenging, is having to control that. Okay, so if you're struggling to, widening up your feet really helps. All right, you need to make it a little bit easier, a bit more manageable to keep those hips still. 15 seconds left. Okay, when in doubt, stay in that plank. Don't leave until you hear the beep. All right, less than 10 seconds. You got this. 3, 2, 1, and breathe. Nice work. Final round of the jump. 2-minute rest, and then we have 1 more set of all of this stuff. And then we are done. Okay, let's get up here. Get ready to start this last set, okay? Last set of the jump rope, okay? Whenever you're doing something to get your heart rate up as high as we can get it, okay? So your last chance on the second set, and this is on you. I cannot help you with this. Nobody can, all right? Except, guiding you and telling you what to do, but you have to do the work You have to find that really uncomfortable level where you feel like you need to stop, but you keep going, okay? 20 seconds left. Let's get there. Let's find it. You know what I'm talking about. Sometimes it's hard to do for ourselves, but this specific circuit should make it a little easier. 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1, and rest for 2 minutes. So I have our timer here set for our 2-minute countdown. That is going to take us into our final round of this stuff, okay? So grab some water. Again, we'll take some deep breaths, try to actually calm ourselves down a little bit, okay? And then we will have our final round. Last set. Takes us about 10 minutes to do one set of these circuits, actually exactly 10 minutes, okay? Which is why you're probably feeling the way that you're feeling, because it's quite a bit longer than our normal conditioning circuits that we follow. So hopefully in a good way, feeling very worked today, okay? If not, you have one more chance to see if you can really push yourself on all of these. Because we know the higher we can get our heart rate, the more we can push ourselves, the more we're going to get out of this, okay? Are you ready? As ready as we are ever going to be. Okay, we have about actually 45 seconds left. So we will take this rest. Grab a couple more sips of water. Woo-wee. Think about the fact that this is our final set. Okay, we're also going to finish off today with a nice stretch after we cool down and after we finish, of course, our last set. We will stretch it out together because we will have time for our time is up. So I am going to reset our timer. I would like you to grab onto your weights, or at least get yourself mentally prepared to grab those weights, because we are starting in about 10 seconds, okay? All right. Bring them out, bring them up, pick those weights up. Thrusters, your last set of them, starting in 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Okay, let's do it. Last set of these thrusters. We squat and we press and we try to exhale over our head. Be as powerful as we can on the way up. Okay, the way down, we're sort of building up our pace. And then we exhale, we try to explode out of that squat. So we barely even have to push the weights, but our legs push those weights up. Yeah, 20 seconds left, okay? Let's make that happen. And using our breath, that exhale is always going to help you, okay? Hardest part, this one's the way up. 5 more seconds. 1. Okay, dumbbells down. Again, we'll make sure they're aside. We'll grab onto our jump rope. We're going to use it because that's what's up for the next one here, the next 45 seconds. All right, let's do it. Starting off with our first on our last circuit. All right, we only have to do this one 4 more times after this. Yeah, no big deal. Okay, so again, the harder you can push yourself here, the more worked you can make yourself feel, the more you're going to get out of this whole entire circuit that we're doing. So we have 20 seconds left right now. Try to move a little bit quicker, okay, whatever you're doing. So we're going through. 15 seconds left. You have lots of options. Okay, the most important thing is if you are doing something in this amount of time. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so jump rope down and aside. Back to our mat with our body for our athletic burpees. We're getting these ones over with at the beginning. For a reason, because they're really hard. Okay, let's do them though. Let's try to push ourselves so that we can go through this entire 45 seconds without having to stop. Okay, whether you're doing the low impact, the stepping in and out, or the high impact, the jumping in and out. Let's try to see if we can get in a few more than we got on the last round. Probably didn't count, that's okay. But you know how you felt in the last round, so we'll see if we can get there again. Maybe a little bit more than that. 15 seconds left. Even though you're more tired right now, I know, because it's your last round. You've already done 2 sets of this, but you got this. Okay, 1 more. Down and up. 3, 2, 1. The burpees are done for today and for the week. Okay, so we're back to the jump rope, which is not done for today yet. We have to do a few more times. All right, so pick it up, grab it. We're doing 3, 2, 1, and let's do it. Okay, so maybe we're doing a little bit of something fancy in the feet with or without jump rope, whatever you want to do. Okay, but you can't do nothing. We have to do something. 30 more seconds. Woo. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Breathing through this. We're going to be jump rope masters after today's session. 10 seconds left. Come on, come on. We're definitely going to have to stretch up those calves, though, after all this jumping around. 3, 2, 1, and time. Okay, jump rope down, pick up your weights, because we are back up here. Oh, yeah, for our last set, though. So that's good, because this one really does burn. So pick up those dumbbells, whatever you're using. Maybe you're using a band. Let's do it, okay, through this final set of this 90-degree hold with these knee lifts. So we're trying to get our leg lifted all the way up in line with our hip, okay, but stopping again before we start to bend that bottom knee and keeping those dang dumbbells up there in that really hard position. Hold them there. Yes, 15 seconds left, even though if you think you can't keep them there, I bet you can. You just take some deep breaths. You think about something else, and just don't give yourself a choice, okay? Keep them up there. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, and now you can put them down nicely. Although I know you probably want to just chuck them, but put them down. Again, make sure that they're aside. Grab that rope. Get ready for our next set. 2 more exercises after this one, okay? And we are done the cardio, done the conditioning. So let's get through this 3rd, last set of the jump rope. This one, anyway, 2 more. 30 seconds left. Okay. Let's do it. Let's do it. Working through, pushing ourselves. And pacing ourselves, okay? Because at this point, you're probably feeling it, feeling all this stuff, okay? 10 more seconds left. Stay here with us, whatever you're doing right now. Just remember, this is your last set. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and jump down, and we go down into our break dancers. The second last one. These ones are both core involved, the break dancer and the next one here, which usually makes things feel a lot harder, which is what we're going to try to challenge ourselves to work through. So we'll work through this one, trying to rotate, kick that leg through, hand to the chest, back to the start, and switch sides. So if you can't quite get that, you can work with just lifting your opposite hand and opposite foot, and that's going to really, again, challenge the core and get you ready to one day be able to go through that full rotation. 20 seconds left, okay? Let's do it. The break dancers, it's also been a minute since we've done these, so welcome back. They are much harder than they look. We know. 5 seconds, last one. 3, 2, 1. All right, get up here for our second last set of this jump. Pick up the rope, okay, imaginary rope, whatever you're using, and let's go. We're almost there, okay, this one, one more exercise, one more set of what you're doing right now after this one, and then we are finished for the hard work. After that, we're just gonna cool you down and then stretch. So that sounds really good, okay, but you have to earn all that by making sure that you work until the very end. 20 more seconds right here. The next 2, and we are there, okay? 15, let's go. Let's go. Strong finish, my friends. Breathing through. 5 seconds. and time. Okay, the last one. So again, we'll put that rope down. We will grab onto a dumbbell, whatever we are using. Maybe it's nothing, just a body weight, whatever it is. Get yourself ready to start. Plank position, and let's go. Okay, picking it up, putting it down on the other side. Again, trying to keep your hips from doing that tilting, shifting. You can do this. Okay, if you need a bit of assistance, again, a little bit wider in the feet. Goes a long way. 30 seconds left. We'll see if we can hold this plank and keep those arms reaching and pulling that dumbbell through. Or maybe you're just tapping the floor, whatever it is. Let's get it. Okay, for our last exercise, we have one more set of a jump rope. We are done here. Good work. Okay, last 10 seconds. Woo! 3, 2, 1. All right. Get up here for your final set of a jump rope for today, for the week. Woohoo! Okay, getting ready to start in right now. Let's go. This is it. The final set, 45 seconds, okay? Whatever version you're doing, this is your final chance, final opportunity. Push yourself on it. See how high we can get our heart rate, how fast we can work through this one with our feet, with our wrists. 25 seconds, okay? This is it. Last one. Woohoo! 15 seconds, okay? Let's keep working through, pushing ourselves a little bit faster. We're almost done. Fastest we've gone all day. Right here. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and time. Okay. Jump rope can go down. We are going to take the next 2 minutes, which I have set once again on our timer here, for you to simply just rest, okay? So now is the time where we are trying to get back to that more normal feeling, okay? Because we are done, so hopefully you feel good, although you probably don't feel very good at this very moment in time. You probably feel very worked. So we are going to cool down by taking those deep breaths into our belly rather than those shallow chest breaths. That makes a huge difference, you guys. So really try to focus on that. Moving helps, okay? So walking around the space that we have, even if it's just the length of our mat, okay? Maybe do a couple laps around your house, your garage, wherever you're training. Water drinking, okay? Grab some sips of water. This is you for the next minute, all right? We are going to do some stretches together. We have 3 of them that we're going to do down on the floor. We're going to be staying down there for all the stretches. But before we do those, we want to make sure that we're feeling like we can have a conversation, okay? So that's where I want you to get yourself, is just to keep resting, recovering until you feel like you can talk to someone without huffing and puffing, okay? We don't need any equipment for these stretches, so I'm actually going to move my bands, my dumbbells out of the way. And like I said, we are down there to stay, you guys. So we are going to angle ourselves down because we are not leaving. All right. So 20 seconds left on this timer. My head's cut off. We are going to, I'm just going to turn this bad boy off. If you need a little bit more time, please take it. Okay, you don't have to join us in here right away, but hopefully you're feeling a little bit better right now. You can come on down into the floor, and we are just going to make sure our timer is running here. We are going to go through some stretches, starting off with our hips. So I'm going to turn so I can hold onto the wall here, kneeling on the side opposite to the wall. So I want the knee down. I'll be holding with the opposite side here. First thing we want to do is find the hip flexor stretch. So most likely we'll have to take our pelvis and sort of tilt it under like this. You might have to rock forward slightly, but we don't want to be too much more forward than having this hip sitting over the knee. So if you're like way here, back it up and work again with that pelvic tilt before you lean forward. Okay, because that's much more effective to feel that stretch. Holding this here, what we're going to do next is take this arm on the same kneeling side here, and reach it up and over our head towards the wall. We definitely are not going to make contact with the wall unless you're super bendy, and that's okay. But most of us are just going to be reaching towards that wall, which is going to give us a nice opening stretch all the way down the side of our hip, through the side of our abs, even into our back muscles up in the top, shoulders, from all those holding, lifting one we did. So we'll hold this here, and we are going to stay here for 60 seconds, which we have, if you joined me when I started, we have about 20 seconds left here. So as we're doing this, we're trying to inhale and feel that stretch, and then exhale and sort of relax into the stretch. And as we hold this, it should get more comfortable as we approach the end of this minute, which is very soon, in about 5 seconds. Okay, so we'll release that hand, and then we'll switch sides, and I'm actually going to turn around, okay, and then we are going to switch legs. So same thing, we'll try to find that positioning in the hips, and I highly suggest you hold onto the wall so that you're not having to worry about balance, and we'll find that hip stretch, reach that arm up and over towards that wall. See, my hand is a little bit cut off, but it is just up and straight above my head. And then we are holding this stretch right here. Okay, another minute over here. We've already started. We're about halfway into it. We'll take about 30 more seconds to hold this stretch. So this is a really good one if you are somebody who has a tight lower back or tight hips in general. The hips and the lower back, they kind of work together in the sense of when one gets tight, you'll feel the other one is tight. That's why we do so much of this hip flexor stretching and lower back stretching, is to help prevent any sort of tightness or tension in both those areas. Because if you know, you know, and it sucks to have a sore or tight lower back. And you also know that I know that very well. I've shared that struggle with you guys. And so we try to keep everything loose so that we prevent any of that from happening. So again, if you joined me when I started this one, we are at the end of that minute. So we will relax that hand down. The next one, we are going to lay onto our back. And we're going down, all the way down into this position here. So this next one is a glute stretch that we usually do after a leg day. What we're going to do is lift up one leg and put the ankle on top of opposite knee. And then we'll be lifting up this leg, reaching through and pulling in that leg towards us. Now, if you're someone who is quite tight in the hips and the legs, this might be quite uncomfortable for you. You might have to relax that foot on the floor. The other thing that we can do is turn so that we have a wall where that bottom foot, this one here is. And we can put the foot on the wall, and it's going to be a little bit less stretching than actually pulling it in. But this is us. We're going to hold this here. This is an awesome stretch for the glutes, which are most likely feeling probably pretty tight. Okay, again, if you were here on Monday and yesterday, even after today. Okay, so we're going to take 60 seconds to stretch out this hip, the back of the hip, your butt muscle on that side. Again, that bent knee is up. That's where we should be feeling it over there. We're going to hold this here 1 minute. This one's a bit of a combo one. So once we're done, we have one more stretch to do on the side before we switch. But we'll just breathe into this. You can relax this leg here. You don't necessarily have to hold it up. And we'll stay here for about 10 more seconds. That spider has traveled. Thankfully, it's going away. Not near me. Okay, so the next one we're going to do, we'll release that leg onto the floor. We're going to drop this foot down onto the floor over on this side. And then once we're here, we can lower that knee down rather than the foot, which will take us into this sort of bow and arrow stretch that we sometimes do or oftentimes do in the warm-up. And we're going to hold this and now get a nice stretch on our mid-back, our lower back. We'll feel the hip, as well as, again, the chest and the shoulder. We'll hold this here. If you're quite tight, you can take this hand and put it underneath this knee, or you can lift up that other leg and just stack your legs. Okay, this is going to make it much more comfortable. If you're like hanging in the air and you're feeling like it's kind of winding you as you do this, that's not how this should feel. So we can just bring this one up, and it might make it feel a little bit more relaxing and a bit more comfortable to hold the stretch. You should feel tension, but never pain. Okay, we hold this here and breathe into this. Again, trying to inhale and exhale. On the exhale, we sort of relax into the stretch. Okay, we'll take about 10 more seconds, and then we are going to switch sides. So we can slowly rotate back into this starting position. We're going to take now that other leg, bend it up, lift it up, reach through, pull in that leg, and now we'll pull this side for that 60 seconds. Holding it here. This one feels nice. You might feel one side a little tighter than the other, like this side for me is quite tight compared to the other one. But I'll try to hold it as even as possible. And again, no pain. So if it's feeling like so tight that there's pain, then you can even just kind of release on the floor, loosen it up a bit, and then maybe lift it back up towards the end of this minute, which we have about 20 seconds left. So breathe into this one. Perfect timing. This is our last one. And we're done. Okay, so we'll hold this here. About 10 more seconds. And if you joined me when I started this one, we can relax that foot. And we'll drop that foot down, rotating through that low back. I need a little bit more space. And then we can have the knee lower down, sort of relax into the stretch. Have this hand come down. You can look up above you or even over to the opposite side, which is going to, again, kind of increase that stretch a little bit. So we'll hold this here. And same thing, you might have one side that is substantially tighter than the other. This might be your tight side. So remember what I said about the legs. Okay, because again, it shouldn't be painful. Shouldn't feel like we're pulling anything. So kind of stacking your feet up or legs up might make it feel a bit more comfortable. Okay, so we'll hold this here. Again, 20 more seconds. And then we will be done. So because we just did all that work and we just did these stretches, kind of loosen everything up, if there's any other stretches that you want to do, or maybe you want to go back and do another set of that hip stretch because you know your hips are tight or you know your lower back is tight, now is your perfect time to do that. Okay, because we're nice and warm, your body's ready to go, all your joints are warm, we did our warm up, we did our exercises, so feel free to throw that in. Okay, but we're going to come out of this one and sit up. And you guys are done with me. Thank you so much for joining me for another awesome Wednesday workout. We'll be back tomorrow for upper body, legs on Friday, of course. Thank you, Tannis, for hanging out with me in the Zoom room. Hopefully you feel good. That was a burner. We will hopefully see you in here soon. And of course, if you are watching the replay, you can drop a comment so I know you're here. And that is all. Okay, I'll see you guys. Bye.